What's up, traders? It's Nico, Inefficient Market with MIC. This is a trade recap late in the evening for my trading day today, Monday, October 22. I'm not licensed. I'm not registered. This is not investment advice, even if it sounds like investment advice. And let's get into it. So I traded PLAG today. I did not trade any names off the open. I had a lot of messages today from a lot of people asking me how my day was, coming off of my big PTI loss on Thursday last week. And so I actually had to show discipline off the open. I did not trade any names off the open. I was looking at some stuff, but I just wanted to see how they developed and kind of wanted to flex some discipline and not press any buttons and kind of just wait until I saw something I thought I had good edge on. And I ended up taking the trade on PLAG, as you can see. And it worked out great. I ended up, covering way too early. I could have got another $2 out of it. But I locked it in. It was like a nail and bail for me, and I just left it alone. And in this market, it seems like you can't be too patient, because if you do, you can get in a tight spot and get stuck really fast. So especially after what I experienced on Thursday, I know I'm not supposed to do that. New trades, every new trade's a new trade by itself. It doesn't matter what your last trade was or what happened last week. But I'm looking to rebuild. My plan is to rebuild my mental capital. I got pretty depleted. I got the wind taken out of my sails, so to speak, last Thursday with PTI. So looking for some good wins, some base hits. This was actually a pretty good trade for me. This got me on second base, I'd say, almost on my way to third, but really nice trade. I mean, this was great. So SSR was on from the gap down, and once we resumed about an hour after the open, after the company said, "Hey, we have no idea why our stock price was up so much last Friday. It's our policy not to speculate. Basically, we have no explanation for that activity." I mean, longs got crushed on the resumption, and bears got rewarded from that were holding. They got stuck into that halt. And then we saw a nice SSR. SSR obviously got turned on, and then we kind of, look at the slope of this move on Friday, and look at the slope of it today. I mean, just as steep. Really just started squeezing. I think you caught some early shorts. Early shorts got stuck trying to, because it's stupid. It's like, well, why is this up again when the company said there's no explanation for it? It's like it has reason to go back to where it came from, back down. But the problem is, if you're too early on the short, it doesn't trade so thick, and you can get hurt really quickly. This is a big mover. So I started here. I was playing off this level. I guess we'll start like this. I was playing off this level right here. The close here, the open on this candle, and then we got some wicking action here. So kind of these wicks right here, you can see if you go all the way to the right of this horizontal line I'm drawing, that's where I started in, because that's the line I was playing off of right there. And I started in. SSR was on. I just put a feeler on, kind of couple feelers, see if it would, take me on the offer. It did twice, and that let me know, this is, it's a thinner trader, and offers were getting taken. So I figured we're going to go higher. I wasn't full size here. I was on the smaller side. So I was willing to feel it out, because that's the purpose of my feeler. We did end up halting. For those that don't know, you can go to NASDAQ's. You can just Google NASDAQ, trading halts, and go to the NASDAQ trading halts website, and it'll show you a list of everything that's been halted today. I think PLAG halted, like 11 or 12 times today. I mean, just a lot of upside halts, and then, a good amount of some downside halts too. But I think a lot less. I think we had a lot less downside halts, if I remember correctly. But so it kind of changed the that dynamic of the trade for me when I put the feelers on, and then I was like, we were getting halted going to the upside a couple times. It was halting so much that I'm a fond believer in don't add to loser. Don't add to loser unless it's part of your plan. And my plan was to put my feeler on and then see what would happen. But the thing is the number of halts. I think I had two upside halts in here after I put my my starters on, and because it was halting so frequently, I suspected the dynamic of the trade changed for me. I suspected that we might get some kind of like a down move soon, and get some followed by some downside halts. And I wasn't sure where that would happen, but when we got to this 9 level, that was kind of after starting in here and playing off this. I was looking up here and I was trying to use the Friday's action as my guide, and I saw these wicks here, but I mean it's I mean this is like very, this isn't a solid idea really, but I did try and play off these, and I thought maybe after these upside halts that the trade might work. If they didn't work though, I was ready to start taking all the size off if this thing kept going, or if we halted one more time to the upside, and I just didn't want to mess with that. So I was kind of risking off the like 970s, definitely by 10. I put my starter on in like, what is that, like mid sevens or like 740 or something, I don't know, whatever those were. Anyway, so I started playing off of it, and it just felt like an SSR, rug pull might be coming soon, and we got this down candle, and I think we halted here before we resumed again, and you can see it's kind of still in trend at that point. You still got the lows intact here, but once we got this candle, I felt really good about it. I think we halted again, gap down, pushed up, and then that would have been a good ad spot to recycle, but I just didn't. I put some size on in the 9s, and got my average up there with some, really good size compared to my starter. And yeah, and that was my trade. And once we broke VWAP, I was seeing some liquidity coming in there, and I was seeing people, they were willing to start really hitting some bids. So I just got out all in one swoop. Normally I like to piece it out, but I just took it all. It was a great trade. Like I said, I'm trying to build my mental capital after my disaster on Thursday with PTI. So great trade, kind of like a base hit, or second base hit, if you will, on a PLAG today. I want to feel good. A lot of people ask me, how do you handle when you have a big loss? How do you get back on the horse, and how do you mentally deal with that? And I think a big part of it is taking some time away if you need time away. And there's no shame in that. I mean, stock market's not going anywhere. And the next thing is going back to the basics. I was on quite a tear the last 6 months. I was kicking ass, man. And I decided to size down a little bit, find my footing, find my traction, and just get on base every day and do my thing and go to work and do the grind. And that's what I'm good at. That's what got me here. I know I can do it again. I have confidence in myself, but I just need to go ahead and kind of take those steps and prove it to myself. And that's a more conservative approach. I know a lot of us are, we want to come back and bounce back and hit hard the next day. And I've played that game before. But it doesn't always work for me, and I don't have the risk tolerance I used to have. I'm getting older, and I'm not in my, my Alex, AT09 Alex, he's like, he's a lot younger than me. He's got a big appetite for risk. He can stomach a lot of things that I can't. So kind of contrast to him, take a more conservative approach to finding my footing and traction. So I'm not looking to hit hard the next day. There's been some great opportunities in the market, but just looking to get on base, second base, first base, second base, and just do it each day, build my mental capital, feel good, build my confidence, and roll it from there, and just kind of build that momentum, and just get back to the basics of what brought me here, and just build on it and expand and grow and get that choo-choo train pushing again. And yeah, so that's my story. That's my trade. That's the only thing I traded today. I'm going to try and keep this a little shorter. So thanks for checking it out, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.